Let's talk about goals and how important they are to your homestead and to mine. Hi guys, welcome back to Broke Not Broken. It's been a very busy day here on my little homestead. I had a lot of little chores to get done, so I just thought I would talk to you about goal setting and how important it is right now that you do that. Right now on my little homestead, we just completed the Three Rivers Challenge, the Pantry Challenge. And the reason that that challenge itself was really important was for me to remember where I came from and where I once was. Now, before I went shopping yesterday, I had more food than I'd ever had in my life, in my home. And I had that because I have been homesteading for the better part of 9 years, I guess, at this point. Now, for those of you starting out, what I'm going to say to you is to start small and start picking up cases of jars now so that you have them for later when there's good sales on. If you have a crop failure, same with canned goods. I'm going to say pick up some cans while you're there because there's always something that fails. No matter what, you could have tomato plants go crazy this year, or you could have tomato plants that just fail. They get blight and they fail. Or they dampen off as seedlings and you end up having to pay for transplants later on in the season. So goal setting for yourselves, small baby steps. That's what I'm going to tell you guys today. Now, that being said, this channel is a personal goal of mine, and apparently Harpy wants to be part of the video. I started this channel on January 1st of this year. I wanted to try something that scares me, and everybody should be doing something that scares them, that's totally out of the box for them. Whether it's learning how to split wood and using an axe. I'm personally not allowed to use one unless Jason's home because I'm a klutz. So I think with this channel, my goal is to help you guys get to where you want to be, whether it's a baby step towards, doing transplants or rooting, new shoots, or creating rose bushes or things like that. I am capable of teaching those things. I just need to hear what you guys want to know, and I would be more than happy to teach you. We have tons of DIYs coming up. I have a full-scale idea for the backyard on how I'm going to block out those prying eyes that keep bothering me. I love being back there, but I do not love being watched. It drives me nuts. And there's a story behind that. The reason I want my fence redone or something there was many years ago. I had, actually not many, 3 years ago, I was at a market selling my vegetables and such, and I knew I had X amount of vegetables at home and beautiful sunflowers at home. And I got home from the market and the sunflowers were growing up by the bathroom window. Right across. I couldn't see out the bathroom window. All I could see was sunflowers. And when I got home, I went into the bathroom and I could see the back fence. Somebody had come onto my property and cut down my sunflowers. Not only that, the very next day, my dog was acting up, just being a little off. So I looked outside and I didn't see anybody, and sure enough, there was a lovely lady. Took it upon herself to walk all the way up from the back park into my garden to help herself to as many tomatoes as she could fit in a sweatshirt. When she saw me, she took off running, which is kind of funny because I probably would have gave them to her. However, it was my backyard, and it just made me feel kind of like nothing I did was mine anymore. People felt the need that it belonged to them, and I think that we're coming into a time where that's going to be more of a thing, which is unfortunate, especially with all that's going on in the world today. There's people that are far worse off for wear than I was even 10 years ago. And the point of this channel was to reach those people and try to help them, even if it's a baby step, you know? If you can't afford this, like for instance, my shopping video, I never go to the grocery store without a plan, because if I go there without a plan, I fail, I overspend, and I wouldn't stay within my $200 budget. I know not a lot of people have a $200 budget. Maybe you only have a $50 budget, but it can be done. Even as Canadians, where we don't get, you know, as many vendor coupons, rebates, stuff like that, you just have to look and you have to price out the sales, and you have to set a goal for yourself that no matter what, you are going to stay within that limit. So here's the other challenge I have for you guys. I want you to ask yourself, what's the most important thing that you can do today that will benefit you tomorrow, the next day, the next day? Is it getting chickens? Will they benefit you? Will they cost you more than they're worth? Is it putting up 5 cans a week? Is it putting up a can a day? Is it learning to make bread from scratch? Those are the things you have to ask yourself when you're going into this self-sufficient lifestyle, and how much time are you willing to devote to doing these things. If I was a full-time employee, I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do. I am a mom. That is my job, my number one job. I'm mom first, home economist second, and a homesteader last. All of those things intertwine with each other. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I put up food, you know, Jay and I in the winter time, it gets really tough. Jay gets laid off in the winter, and he's been laid off since Christmas, and he just went back to work now. That's why my working pantry is so important to our family, and the chickens are so important to my family, and couponing, rebating, all that stuff is so important. So you have to decide, when going into this lifestyle, what's important to you. And if it's growing your own food, make sure you know how to grow it, where to grow it, how much water it needs, how much time you have to devote to weeding and stuff like that. Are you a full-time worker and you want to do an acre? That's nearly impossible. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's nearly impossible to take care of. A quarter acre might even be just as hard for one person if you're working full-time. So what I'm saying to you guys is to think beyond the box, do what you can, and, you know, just keep up the good work. I mean, you've already shown interest in this lifestyle, and I'm going to try to keep showing you how big this place will grow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful evening.